I worked in the restaurant industry for a very long time. So if I send something back, you know it's a big deal. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to it if this is the first time you're here. Thank you for clicking on this mug. My name is JC and I like to do story times on this channel. And every now and then I like to do a thing I call story time snippets, where they're basically mini stories all within the same theme compiled into one video. Now this video, it was very much inspired by an event that happened just this past weekend where I was at a restaurant and we had a very interesting experience. And after it happened, my family was like, "Oh my God, JC, you gotta do a story time about this." Because that's what my life has come to now. But I figured I'll do a story time snippets about some of my bad dining restaurant experiences. So if you like story times or hanging out with me like we're two besties, hopefully not sending our food back at a restaurant, but enjoying it, then make sure to like this video and subscribe so you can join us for future videos. But let's get started on these storytime snippets. All right, so snippet number one, I'll tell you what happened this past weekend. So it was my brother's birthday, and every year, this classy boy chooses Outback Steakhouse. Literally every year, it's always Outback Steakhouse. I don't know what it is about that bloomin' onion, but it just keeps him coming back for more. So my family, which included myself, my parents, my brother, and his girlfriend, all headed out. The Australian gods are smiting me for making fun of Outback. Sorry. So we head to Outback, and it's his birthday, so we're all like, all right, let's all treat ourselves. We'll all order a cocktail. So I ordered, it was really good. It was like almost like a peach slushy with rum in it. I don't know, it was really tasty. My brother got this thing, it was a flight, but it came on a boomerang and it had like mini cocktails on each. I think they called it the Boomerita, and it had all these different kinds of margaritas on it. My mom got a sangria, my dad got a beer, Jenny got the same peach drink that I got. So we all put in our drink order and we're looking around, we're like, we know what we're here for. We're ready to order. So at the beginning of, just getting our drink orders, we're ready to order our food. We go around, we order our shrimp on the bobbies and our steaks. And I haven't been feeling that well lately. I've been having some weird health issues. And so I wasn't all that hungry. So I only ordered a side wedge salad and a soup. Just a cup of French onion soup. Even though I was at a steakhouse, I just wasn't feeling that hungry enough to get a steak or get any kind of cool food. Plus, I knew we had that bloomin' onion coming, so I was like, that'll be plenty. So he goes away to put in all of our orders, and we're just hanging out, family time, birthday dinner conversation as one does. And they bring out our basket of bread, they bring out the bloomin' onion, and they start bringing out everybody else's starter dishes, like their starter salads. Meanwhile, we still don't have our drinks yet. And at this point, he came and handed out waters for everyone. But we're like, man, those cocktails are taking a long time. Like at this point, 15 to 20 minutes had passed just for 5 cocktails. And we're like, oh, they must be really backed up. I'd like to preface this entire video by saying that my family is really good about dining out. We are big tippers. We all have worked in the restaurant industry, so we understand when you get a little bit in the weeds, when you get a little bit overwhelmed. So we are very patient. We are very understanding. And so we're just like, oh, they're taking a while, but it's a busy Saturday night. What did we expect? Also, if you haven't seen my video of when I was a server and this one table made me cry, make sure to check out that video so you understand how much empathy I have for servers. So finally, after about 20 minutes, our cocktails start coming out, and the manager was actually dropping them off, and he had some sweat on his brow. You can tell he was really overwhelmed. He's like, sorry that took so long, you guys. Our bartender's really backed up. And we're like, no worries, it happens. So he's passing out our drinks, and then our server brings out the remaining drinks. Not a few minutes later, our food comes out. So that gives you a good idea of how long the actual cocktails took, but no big deal. Our food comes out, and again, I'm just not that hungry, so I just finished my soup, and I just have my salad there, and I just wasn't that hungry. Enjoying the bloomin' onion. Also, what is the sauce for bloomin' onion? It's like horseradishy, and I'm a fan, but nobody else in my family liked the sauce. I love the sauce. Why the heck are they ordering a bloomin' onion if they don't even like the sauce? They're no family of mine. God. So anyway, we're finishing up our dinner, and I asked for a to-go box for my salad, and it's kind of interesting because the cocktails came so late. Most of us had actually finished our food before our cocktails, and I was no different. So I'm kind of like done eating, but I'm sipping on my cocktail, and I get towards the end, and I'm swirling my straw around, and I was like, oh, there's something in here. Like, I thought it was like a piece of fruit. I thought maybe it was like a pineapple chunk, or maybe a peach chunk. I'm swirling around my straw. So I go and I lift it up and I bring it up the glass and I pull it out and I gasp and I go, Mom, look. It was a beer bottle cap. A beer bottle cap that was all mangled and inside my drink. And she looks at it and she goes, is that a mushroom? And I'm like, no, it's a beer bottle cap. And she goes, we have to tell the server. And I'm one of those people where like, I don't send food back. I don't like to cause a ruckus, but I'm like, this is actually a pretty big deal because the beer cap was so mangled and I had gotten this frozen blended drink that I was convinced it got blended in it. Not that it was like in the cup and they accidentally poured it over it. I think that it got blended up. So I literally could have been drinking metal shards for all I know. But so I kind of like am defeatedly like, all right, I'm gonna complain. Marcus! And like, so the server comes and I was like, he's like, hey, like everything okay? And I was like, no, I was just finishing up my cocktail and there's a beer bottle cap in this. And he says, oh my God, I am so sorry. And I've been in that position before where there's just like a royal screw up that you're just like, oh my God, let me just go get my manager. I don't even know what to say. So he goes off and gets his manager. And the manager comes back, and it's the manager who had dropped off these drinks. And so we kind of hypothesized that the bartender got so far into the weeds that the manager had to step in and help out, and that he was the one who made these drinks, because the way he came back and was so apologetic was like, sounds like it's personal, my dude. So he comes back and he's like, I am so sorry. We care about safety here. Like, that is completely inexcusable. And where it's kind of like, it happens. Like, we're not gonna, go write a bad Yelp review or demand to talk to corporate, but like, that's not okay. And he was like, don't worry, I'll see what I can do. So he takes my drink and goes away, and my mom was like, dang it, you didn't get a photo? And I was like, oh shoot, I should have gotten a photo of it at least, but it all happened so quickly. So he comes back, and this is why I think this story is just so funny. He goes, listen, again, I am so sorry. We went ahead and comped your entire meal, your cocktail, and we took like an extra 20% off. Like, we are so sorry about that. Like, we hope that doesn't affect your view of us as Outback Steakhouse, and we hope you'll return. And we're just kind of like, yeah, we'll probably be here next year, like no big deal. So he walks away and I just start giggling and I was like, you guys, I got the cheapest thing on the menu. I got a side salad and a side soup. That was literally $10 and he comped that. And so I was like, dang, of all nights to ball out on surf and turf and steak and lobster, I didn't. Disappointing. But we still like left a good tip. We didn't write a review. Yeah, making a video about it, but there was a freaking beer bottle cap in my drink after I had consumed the whole thing. That is nuts. But I'm still gonna go back to Outback Steakhouse. Snippet number 2 of another time that I had to write a review and be a little bit of a Karen was with Shake Shack. Now, already I'm biased to In-N-Out as a California girl through and through. So Shake Shack, I don't know about Shake Shack, the jury's still out if I even like Shake Shack. But I have season tickets to the Pantages musical theater with my mother. And right next to the theater is a Shake Shack. So a couple of times we have gone out there for dinner before the show and then just walk across the street to go to the Pantages. So it was about, I think maybe only our second or third time going to Shake Shack for this experience. This is one of those restaurants where you go to the counter and order and then you go seat yourself and you have a number or whatever and they bring it to you. So it's not a traditional sit down experience. So we order 2 burgers, we each got a side of fries and our drink. And at this time, because again, it was right before the show, is kind of when their peak hours are, when they're super busy. So there is standing room only. There are a ton of people there. You can tell they were pretty busy. So they gave us an electronic buzzer instead of like a number on a stand. And so they said, we'll buzz you when it's ready, just come on up. So we're like, okay, cool. So they give us our drinks and we go and grab our drinks, and there was nowhere to sit inside because again, it was very busy. So we go onto their patio and we're like, oh cool, they're about to leave. Like, let's take their table. A couple gets up, we were able to snag the table and we're like, nice, now we have a table, we just gotta wait for our food. So my mom and I, we're best buds. She is the light of my life. I love her. We just talk, gossip, everything. She's my best friend, you know? And so we're just talking, and then we're kind of like, it's been a long time. It's been about a half hour for burgers. And again, this was like a fast casual restaurant. We're like, that's a pretty long time, but you know, our buzzer hasn't gone off and it's pretty busy. Like we'll give it a few more minutes. So about another 10 to 15 minutes pass and we're like, okay, it's been close to 45 minutes for our food. That's kind of suspicious. Like, let me go in and check. So I grabbed my cup to go get a refill because I had already pounded through a Diet Dr. Pepper at this point. And I go up to the counter and I see our food just kind of sitting there. And I know it was our food because I remember very distinctly I ordered a protein style burger because, I don't know, keto. And so I knew it was our order just based on like what we had gotten. And I go up and I said, hi, like we've been waiting a really long time for our food. And they're like, oh, are you JC? And I said, yes. They're like, yeah, it's been ready. And I said, well, you didn't, I had the buzzer in my hand. This is my buzzer. I said, my buzzer didn't buzz. You didn't buzz me for the buzzer to come get the food. And they said, well, we were calling your name. And I said, well, we've been sitting outside because you gave us the buzzer to buzz. Like you didn't buzz the buzzer. And they were just like, yeah, sorry. Well, here you go. And so I was just kind of like, okay. And if you guys haven't seen my video about our wine tasting tour, the end theme of that was I just didn't appreciate how not apologetic they were. And this is kind of similar, where it was like, I don't know, usually in customer service, I've worked in customer service a long time, you want to acknowledge their feelings, empathize, and apologize where appropriate. And I feel like this was a really good example where you could have apologized and said you were sorry. But they didn't. They were just kind of like, I mean, yeah, they said sorry. They're like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Here you go. But I just thought, that was odd. So I take back our food outdoors and I'm like, Mom, like it was there the whole time. Like, isn't that crazy? We take 1 or 2 bites. Ice cold. Our fries were soggy to the point where you almost needed to refry them to bring them back to life. They were ice cold. Our burgers were just like so room temperature that it was almost uncomfortable to eat. And at this point, we're like, should we go ask them to heat it up? Do they microwave it? Do we be those people or be like, hey, this is cold and almost inedible. Like, can you do something about it? But again, we had a show to get to and our food had taken so long that we're like, we're actually kind of on a time crunch here now at this point that maybe it's not necessarily worth it to send it back. So we eat our burgers and I remember we didn't eat our fries because you know what really burns my biscuits? Our leftover fries were literally the only thing to save them is to refry them. Like microwaving them is just gonna make them soggier and like a wet rubbery mess. So we didn't even eat the fries. We ate the burgers, but we're like, well shoot, we gotta go to our dinner. Like that was a pretty disappointing experience. But at the end of my receipt was one of those like, give us feedback about your experience. So I was like, you know what? I am gonna give feedback because I think that would be helpful for them to know that they aren't using the buzzers that they told me they were gonna buzz. So I go home that night and I just fill out the quick survey and I just kind of like, you know, I wasn't being like, I had the worst experience of my life at your Shake Shack. You ruined my Saturday. No, I was just like, you know, we didn't have that great of an experience. I guess they were calling out names by voice and not by the buzzer, so our food was there a long time. They didn't offer to remake it knowing it was sitting there for a while, and they weren't very apologetic, you know? That's kind of all I said. I get a phone call within the next couple of days, and this is kind of where they were like making up for the lack of customer service because they would call me and they're like, oh my God, I am so sorry that was your experience with Shake Shack. We pride ourselves on customer service, on quick service, but also quality service, and we did not meet your expectations. Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience? And I was like, well, first of all, I ain't no snitch. Like they wanted the name of the person on my receipt, like they wanted to know who it was, what time of day I was, and I was like, it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to make you aware, like I'm not trying to get somebody fired here, like calm down, Shake Shack. So what ended up happening was they gave us a virtual gift card for the amount of our meal. They're like, listen, we need to make this up to you. Here's a gift card, come back, and we'd like to redo your experience. Now, the hilarious thing about that was in like April 2020. I don't know if you knew this, but there's a global pandemic that happened right afterwards, and we have not gotten a chance to return to Shake Shack to make up for that visit, which I just think is so ironic that it's like, of course, the one time I decide to complain, it's like I still don't even get to reap the benefits. But I kind of also understand why people complain and why people are Karens, because they get results. Like, I wasn't trying to get anything for free, but I kind of got a free meal after that. So please do not try to take advantage of that system. I am all in it for like providing feedback and letting them know like, hey, for future customers, this might not slide, so just wanted to give you a heads up. Please don't go to like Shake Shack and write a bad review. Oh my gosh, now I'm kind of concerned that I'm even putting this out there. But I just wanted to share that snippet of that was only the other time that I've ever complained about a bad dining experience. But now for snippet number 3, I'm gonna tell you about the worst dining experience I have ever had, but where it was my fault and where I was the server. Because I don't have that many stories of me sending back food or me eating like fingernails or like the tip of a rubber glove, like I know some stories out there are. That hasn't happened to me. But I was a server for a dining experience where a girl could have made a YouTube story time about me, probably could have gotten me in a lot more trouble than I actually did, but I'm gonna tell you about it. And it's probably one of the, I kid you not, one of the most shameful things in my entire life. Like, I still get nightmares about this. So let me tell you. I worked at Johnny Rockets as a server. If you're not familiar with Johnny Rockets, it's like a 50s style malt shop where they break out into dance every half hour. And it's very like family oriented, or for like the poor teenagers who can only afford a plate of fries, who come and just hang out at the mall on the weekends kind of thing. Super fun job. I really liked it. But again, our clientele was either families or kind of like teenagers who just didn't have like a lot of money, or their parents were just giving them $10 to go see a movie at the mall. So I was working bar that day. I'll never forget. She sat in bar stool number 6. And so it was at like the bar stools where they had like the cool rotating chairs, like the one I'm in right now. Creak, creak. And it was this young teenage girl and her friend. They were probably no more than 16 years old. And so I go up and I was like, what's up, dudes? Like, what can I get for you to order? You know, because I'm a cool server. Just kidding. That's not at all how it went. But they order burgers. And the first girl orders, you know, I'll take the Johnny Rockets original hamburger. Second girl goes, I'll take the Johnny Rockets original hamburger, but no mayonnaise, and can I get a veggie patty? And we had our regular patty, a turkey patty, and a veggie patty, you know, options. And so I was like, absolutely, regular hamburger, no mayo, and veggie patty. So I bring it in, food comes out, I check, all right, this one's a hamburger. I can see that it's the beef patty, and this one's the veggie patty because it was a lighter patty. Like, our veggie patty was very pale, like a very odd color, almost like a cream color. I don't know if you've ever had like a turkey or a veggie patty. They don't look like beef. So I passed them down and I said, okay, here's your hamburger and here's your veggie burger. She takes a bite and she immediately kind of like is chewing it, almost like spits it out, and she looks at me and she goes, excuse me, is this the veggie burger? And I look at it again and I see that it's pale, I see that it's not the beef burger, and I'm like, yeah, that's our veggie burger. She goes, okay. She starts, I'm so mad. She starts eating it, a few more bites, actually swallows, puts her burger down and goes, excuse me, I don't think this is a veggie burger. I go and I check the system, and I had accidentally rung in a turkey burger, not a veggie burger, which look very similar to the eye, especially when they're all assembled in a hamburger. But our turkey burger is meat, and our veggie burger was not. And I went up to her, and I, being like a 17-year-old, not understanding how big of a deal this was, I go up to the girl and I say, I am so sorry. I accidentally rang in a turkey patty, like, instead of a veggie patty. I'll remake that for you right now. And she bursts into tears, bawling, like, she starts saying through her tears and her breaths that she hadn't eaten meat in 4 years. And that's when it kind of dawns on me of like, oh my God. I fucked up. I went to the back crying and I told my manager, I said, I messed up big. I accidentally gave this girl a turkey burger instead of a veggie burger, and she's out there crying. Can you go talk to her? My manager goes out there and he, you know, is very apologetic and says, we'd love to give you a free meal. We'd love to make this right. And she was like, I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving. Like, I never want to come back here again. And she leaves, like, you know, without her veggie patty coming, which totally makes sense for her. But I just had to sit in the back and I was just crying because it didn't dawn on me until that moment how like I kind of ruined this person's life, because you do not know why somebody chooses that type of diet. You know, it could be for health reasons, it could be for ethical reasons, for just like not wanting to eat meat versus like not being able to. But the point is that that's not your decision to make. That is not your place to accidentally serve them meat when they haven't eaten it in so long. And I honestly think that if she weren't a teenage girl, I could have faced serious consequences, because that is something that is absolutely detrimental to somebody's trust in the service industry, but also, you know, to their mental health, to maybe their religious obligations, that to this day, I have like bone nausea. Like when I think of it, I physically get nauseous, and like, I feel like you could even tell by the way that I'm talking that like, it's a serious deal, and I am just so ashamed of it. I hope that girl forgives me. It was truly just a dumb 17-year-old mistake, and I didn't realize the weight of it until later. And I never made that mistake again. Believe you me, I worked in the service industry for many years after that, and I made sure when it was an allergy or when it was a dietary restriction that I made sure to get that right, because I ruined that girl's life. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So those were just some funny, quick snippets about some horrible restaurant experiences that I have faced, whether as the customer or the server. But if you stuck around through the last story time, I hope you guys forgive me too, because that really is such a messed up thing, and I hope you don't think I'm making light of it. But I would also like to know some of your guys' horror stories when you've gone out to eat. Like, have you gotten a fingernail, or like people have gotten like rat's tails, or like full-on gloves, or like cleaning towels in their meals? Ugh, gross. I'm very fortunate that I've not gotten anything to that extent. But I mean, a beer bottle cap is still pretty nuts, so I'm glad I was able to tell this story, guys, and that you hopefully enjoyed it. But I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Toodles! It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. What the F? Let's have my tags on. Oh, shoot. I didn't get it all. Well, this was $5 at Goodwill, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go take this off. Dang it.